here on KTN Life and Style, and you're watching Man Talk. Now, this is a show that we started some time back, and the idea was to have men come here and teach me. I'm open and ready to learn. And I want to understand things from the male perspective. See if we can get men talking more, if we can get Kenyan men, African men sharing more. Now, today's episode is a fiery one. I have three gentlemen who are going to be joining me, and we're going to be discussing money. In the sense that if you're a man who is financially stable, a woman who is looking to date you, or a woman who is looking to marry you, does it mean that they're looking for an economic refuge? I'm going to have the gentlemen answering these questions, but you guys know that I like to share a quote with you, a little something to get you through the week. And because we are talking about money, I've decided that I'm going to give you a quote of my own. The money will never be enough. Do you understand that? You want to marry a guy who has the right car, who's staying in the right neighborhood. Aitaisha, hautashiba. You'll move in there and you want more, you want better. Even as a man, you want to always keep moving to the next level. You want the bigger contract. It will never really truly be enough. So we need to stop making huge life decisions based on how our bank account is currently looking. Now, we're shooting today at Sankara. It is a fantastic hotel located here in Westlands. Super central location, so convenient. You have so many shopping centers close to you, and they provide so much within the hotel itself. You might not even need to leave. There is a gym, there have several restaurants, and several meeting rooms where you can host business meetings as well if you want to do that. And I'm up at the pool deck. It is beautiful, all right? The Sarabi Pool Restaurant offers exquisite cuisine, fantastic drinks as well, if that's your kind of thing. And it is definitely a location you need to check out. So come visit Sankara and have good times. Who knows, maybe you'll bump into us shooting. Now, I want us to go on over there and meet my guests. Let's get into these gentlemen and get into the conversation. Good morning and welcome to Man Talk here on KTN Life and Style. As I mentioned in the intro, I am joined today by three gentlemen, and I am stoked, guys, because I feel like today's episode, I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to be learning a lot from these men. Let me start by introducing them. I'm going to start with Brian Amlyoto, who is no stranger to me, but you're new to Man Talk. Welcome.
Karibu sana.
Thanks for coming through.
Welcoming you as well.
Yeah, yes, to Man Talk.
Yeah, to Man Talk. You know, since we are men talking.
Exactly.
Welcome to our show, bro.
Thank you.
I'm Rick Ndolo.
Yeah, karibu sana to our show today.
Brian Amlyoto is a singer, songwriter, but he is also a digital whiz. You need somebody to do your social media and make it look all spruce and nice. He is the man to talk to. And thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah.
Tutaongea mambo ya kuimba later, utatupatia kavas, chorus kidogo to establish. Yes. And then I'm joined by Benji Ndolo, who is special to me when it comes to KTN Lifestyle, because Benji was one of the first guests I ever hosted when I was a presenter. I was fresh.
We're actually friends.
Yeah, we are.
But I haven't seen you this year.
No, we haven't seen each other this year.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. And then Reinhard Bonke. Thanks for coming through again. Actor extraordinaire, producer, trying to put some amazing films together. And he has been on Man Talk. I think this might be your third time or fourth time.
I think the fourth time.
We're going to start giving out Man Talk membership cards, I think.
Yeah,
yes.
I need one.
You need one. You deserve one.
Sure.
Very happy to have you guys on the show. Now, Reinhard is actually responsible for the conversation we're having today.
Uh-huh.
He sent a couple of things to myself and to my producer. Shout out to you, Nalima, Purity. And we've talked about money and men on the show. We've talked about money and relationships. But I really liked the angle that you came through with. And you actually shared, there's a quote that I have from the director of Ethics and Moral Foundation. He's called Amambaisi Masai. And what he claims, sensationally, is that men who marry when they're financially stable are likely to settle with a woman who is seeking economic refuge.
Yes.
I can see people agree.
Yep.
Now, I found this quite interesting because one of the things that was pointed out was if you ask a lady to say what she's looking for in a man. The old one used to be tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever. Ask for somebody the qualities, the values that they're looking for in a man. And financially stable will always be something that ladies will say.
Yeah.
like 100%. Yes, we say laughter, you want someone who makes you laugh, you want someone who does this, somebody maybe who, you know, has chivalry, will open the door for you and all that good stuff. But
Endurance.
financially stable.
Yeah.
Na kuanga hapo. You know, for you to be chivalrous to open a door, there must be a door to open. You know
What
what
are you
I'm saying?
opening?
Exactly. But when you ask men what they're looking for in a woman, that's apparently not something that comes up.
No.
Okay, Amlyoto, you're married, but you have qualities that you were looking for before you found the one.
Yeah.
What would you say those qualities are? Or even in your wife, what would you say the qualities are that are amazing that you're like, this is the reason I'm still with this woman?
I think for quite a section of men that probably I represent.
Yeah.
I think when you're looking for a woman, you don't say, oh, I'm looking for, you know, a chick who has money and then now she's self, you know. I think those come later on in life. You learn to appreciate now a woman who has a job, a woman who can take care of herself. But I think for the most part, you know, when you're starting out as a man, you're just looking for one. Of course, she has to look good. I know
Yeah.
people say, oh, beauty of the heart.
It is on the
You know,
inside.
But you can't know her inner beauty if you haven't even met her. You know.
True.
If you know. So of course, men look for women who looks good. I know there are people who are obsessed, you know, with you know, sizable behind.
So, yeah,
and,
yeah,
you know,
certain body
Derriere.
parts.
but above all, you're looking for a woman who will be loyal to you. You know, a woman who will love you, take care of you. I don't know if men are big on love. I just think men want to be respected.
Right.
I think if you respect a man, it shows you love him.
Yeah.
True.
I don't think men really look at, oh, this chick loves me or she doesn't. No, if this chick respects me, respects who I am,
Yeah.
you know, talks to me with respect, treats me with respect, I think for me, it really shows that a woman loves you and cares about you. It's not really about that, I don't know. I don't know what love is.
Yes.
But I just know for my point of respect, for my point as a man, if a woman respects you, then
Yes.
she really loves you. You know, for me, it's point blank period.
I like that. So, looks, respect,
Looks-
loyalty,
yes,
you
but that
mentioned.
respect, and because with respect now comes loyalty and other
Right.
things. But
That's
I don't
true.
think as a man you're looking for, you know, a woman who has money. Because where you na your time, you know, like for me, I'm 30 years old. My wife is like what, 25?
Yeah.
Yes, 24 actually. She'll be turning 25. So she's pretty much a young girl.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys are in the rhythm
yes.
of things. You're in the hustle right now.
The beauty of it is she found me when I literally had nothing. Man,
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So
amazing.
Yeah,
I
that's
appreciate that
amazing.
about her. So I can't say she married me for money. What money?
Yeah.
And I know it comes up in most arguments. You know, if you're arguing about something and then she's like, "Kwani pesa gani?" You know, ulikuwa na pesa
Exactly.
gani?
Yeah,
You know.
that's what I claim.
So I think from that perspective, I can understand her point of view.
Yes.
Although I know, even though you know women can stay with you when you don't have money, a lot of money per se, but as long as they know you look like you have the potential to do something.
Right.
You know, so you're not comfortable in your not having. Yeah. So I think yes, women, man. What kind of a guy are you looking for? Of course, someone who is. Women are looking for a guy who is stable.
Who has,
You
yeah,
know,
who has some stability.
who has
which
financial
usually comes
stability
with
is
troops.
big. But I think for men, or for me, I think when a dude is looking for a chick, you're looking for a beautiful woman who respects you and you know who's probably loyal to you and ready
Okay.
to accept you for where you are.
For who you are, where you
Now
are
with
at
your
that
financials,
stage.
to accept where you are at that time in your life.
I like that, especially that one for accept the person the way they are, not the way you imagine them,
Yeah, yeah.
not the way you want them to be,
Yes.
the way they are.
This
there
is who
and
you are right
present.
now. I know you can be, because women look at the potential.
Yeah, we
you
do.
can be this. And probably now, I think now a woman with value now helps you see now the other person you can be now. You see, they found you here in a bedsitter,
Yes.
but they help you now open your eyes up to, you know,
Too.
moving to that 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom.
I like that. Benji, your face was, if the same way you're nodding now is the same way you were nodding, but you are nodding yes when I was talking about a man who is financially stable. If you're dating when you're financially stable, you have a kakitu somewhere, you're getting your ground in, will end up with a woman who is looking for economic refuge. Yeah.
Susan, you know, first of all, I am so happy to be here talking about something other than politics. Because
Yeah.
usually I'm in the political
You're in
world.
the political arena.
I'm in the by-election analysis, I'm in the predictions, and that's a very toxic and high voltage world. And sometimes we need to come down from that to
Yeah,
earth,
yes.
to family issues, social issues, etc. So I'm really happy to be here talking about something other than, you know, the usual.
Thank
now,
you.
I also have the advantage, as you know, of having been so exposed, living out there. You know, I've dated in Miami. I had a girlfriend from Los Angeles, California, etc. And so, for me, there's a lot of clarity when I do what in school we used to call comparative analysis. What we're talking about here, when we talk about economic refuge, is a manifestation of how bad the economy is, both in terms of income as well as in terms of joblessness.
Yes.
I was actually in Westlands yesterday and passed through a company that was doing interviews, and there were so many people.
Yeah.
And so I just asked the guards what's happening, and they said it's interviews. And we had a whole discussion about somehow we just have a jobless economy. And it's something very unique to Kenya. It's not something we see in many countries where you put out an ad and 4,000 people apply.
Show up, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
just-
one job.
And it's one job, exactly. So this reality, Susan, is then necessitating that people are going into relationships and marriage not so much to have a family, but to have someone to pay your rent, to have someone to fuel your car or to buy your car.
Right.
To, in essence, to have a man bring you to the next level.
Yes.
And why I want to highlight this is because with my Kenyan background, I remember one time I'm talking to some girl in Florida, and she was just taken aback, like, why I'm trying to use money. Yeah, so it doesn't work everywhere.
It doesn't work everywhere.
They're like, no, I want a guy, I want a man, you know, a friend,
I'm
someone
looking for the companionship.
who can be my companion and who can protect me. Why would you think that you need to give me pocket money? So in a sense, then they take offense. Some will even tell you, I'm not a prostitute.
Yeah.
Why are you giving me?
And there's some of them like that here.
Yes.
Okay, I've got the exposure. And they're just like, why would you give me money? Why would you feel the need? You're not my dad. You're not. But the majority, 90%, are actually looking. In fact, I saw someone say on Twitter the other day that especially the young girls, and he's very lucky. There are not many young girls nowadays that look at guys' potential and all of that. They look at the Range Rover.
Of course.
Yes.
They look at things like, you know, you're a celeb, you're on TV. So there's all these expectations.
Yeah.
And this guy said that a lot of young girls today, and this is so true, they look at dating as a hustle. Like when you meet a guy, you're like,
It's an opportunity.
airtime,
Unafanyanga research. You even
and
have
trust me, I'm a
status
very social
meetings,
guy.
You have meetings. You have
exactly.
minutes.
I need transport. I need Uber. So
Shopping
this
is
is I need gas.
Right.
It's really so sad, Susan, but that's a reality.
Yeah, that's
And
what's
so
happening.
everything now gets condensed to two things. For most men, it's sex, which can also be meaningless and hollow. And then for most women, it's like a job.
Yeah.
So it's just an exchange of assets. Sex for money. And then you don't build the fundamentals, which is also why you saw the Caroline Kagogo suicide notes and all of that.
Yes.
You see, there's a lot of hurt in
So
families now.
much.
There's a lot of bitterness. There's a lot of revenge. There's a lot of vengeance. There's a lot of all of this stuff because you didn't build a very strong foundation and a real love or a real friendship based on true love. And in fact, nowadays, if you talk about that, Susan, then guys are like, that's old-fashioned. Unaongea nini?
You can't eat love. You can't
Lazima
eat
ukuwe na
friendship.
kakitu.
Eh.
So it's really unfortunate, but that's where we are. And that's the reality for
Yeah.
most men. Most women just want, it more or less becomes about money. And that can be it can be such a turn off. Like every
Yeah.
discussion is about money, send me something. Yeah.
And now it's going the other way around, where if you don't send the money, if you're not giving the airtime, if you're not giving the Uber money, then the interest is cancelled.
Yeah, so what
someone
is
else
that?
is saying-
Immediately, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Someone
it's
else
like, wait, do I not have a personality as a man? Did I not
Exactly.
make you laugh? Were you not interested
You've
in
totally
getting to
gotten
know
it.
me and getting to know my problems? So it
Yeah.
becomes, like you're saying, dating now is extremely transactional.
Yeah, it's
very,
transactional.
For the men, it will be, what can I get out of this? If I am giving money, there's a return of investment.
And that's so bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Because that's not how it should work, and that's not how the exchange should be. Reinhard, there is the conversation with money, and what these two gentlemen have said. When you sent what you sent to Purity, there is the idea of when a man leaves a woman, the woman can go to court She can go to her family. You know, nimewachwa. She can go to social media these days. It's always a story or tweets to tell everybody umewachwa and you're going
Kina
to court
Maureen.
or you're filing or you're filing for divorce or all of that. But when a man is left, we don't see those stories.
No?
Of course, we saw a very interesting case with Nick Denda, and I don't know
Mistake number one.
how to get into that. But what advice would you have for men who are in a relationship right now that's trying, it's difficult, and it's getting to that breaking point? And so if this woman leaves, do you feel that men have a right to fight for the same rights that women fight for when a man leaves them?
Yeah, that's a very nice question. I must say that in the current world we're living in today, everybody is trying to find a home in this world, right?
Yes.
A place of calmness where you can feel your self-worth, your value, and you belong. But now our topic is discussion about economic refuge.
Yes.
And look at this. Do you know most of the families that break up, it is because of their economic status. When you talk about financial stability, what do you mean? What is the worth of a financially stable person?
Yes.
Because somebody earns 30,000 a month, somebody earns 40,000 a month. To
Yeah.
them, they're stable.
Right.
Somebody has 10 billion. To him, he's stable.
Stable.
So when you talk about financial stability, what exactly are you mean, right? And it comes to become very dangerous because, I'm sorry, I don't know why I always use my example.
That's why I bring you here, Reinhard.
My wife left before you understand?
Yeah.
So it became so painful
Yeah.
because we tried sitting down, trying to understand what's the problem, okay, what do you want, what do you want me to do? And there was no reason, and then she was just like, you know what, I mean, I just really need to be away. Then I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Now look at this. When you leave your wife, the first thing she's gonna do is run to a court. You understand? It is not because she's going to take you to court. No, it is because she's looking at what you have. So
Right.
she's targeting to take everything you have and own for herself. You understand? Yeah. And then if a wife leaves, what are you supposed to do? Just
Yeah.
calm down, don't share, don't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Because again, are you supposed to believe me when I tell you that men can suffer in their relationships? Would you believe me? No, you won't, right?
Yeah.
But everybody would go and protect the girl child because we feel like they're always the weaker point.
Yeah.
Look at this. When God creates Adam, and then he later on brings Eve, I didn't see the factor of financial stability or whatever.
Yeah.
It was for companion.
Right.
And it was peaceful, love, respect, and care. When you talk about, respect and loyalty, to me, it's very different. Respect doesn't just come, right? You earn
earn
it.
it.
You earn it, yes.
True?
Yeah, true.
But sometimes you might think you're earning respect, but this person fears you.
right.
That is what I mean by a refuge. You know, this person is just a refugee in this relationship. They fear you. You know, like for me, when my mama was alive, she would talk to you and you'd think like she's quarreling.
Yeah.
You understand? It affects me too with my voice and my kids. Sometimes you have to go down and tell them, okay, daddy, I didn't mean that. I'm just peaceful. So it is very important.
Fino buyer.
Yeah, yeah.
It is very important when your wife leaves, in this current world, it's important to at least sit down, just talk about it. I know nobody wants to listen. Nobody cares anyway. I was telling somebody the other day that, when we were born, nobody prepared us for the days that hell would make a home in our hearts.
Right.
Right? Sometimes the sun in your heart is so high, burning, shining. At
everything
some
is
point,
great.
it's just dull. It's not blossoming anymore. Sometimes the wind is blowing so strong, the storms are everywhere. But trust me, you have to keep going, right? So just
Yeah.
find somebody, talk to somebody, share what you think. Whether they listen to you or not, at least it's out of your heart. And then number two, do not reside to life threats like what we just seen the other day on social media, right? You don't have to take your spouse's life, your wife's life. She has a right to be alive. She has a
Yeah.
right to live,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. You two were not born together. you sure enough should not die together. So if she walks away, just give her time, give her peace. The other day you said, in the other show, that in China they introduced a law that
Yes.
if you leave, take 1 year, it's called a gap year.
Yeah, it's a
Take
cool
a gap
down,
year,
a
cool down period.
yes.
Then you realize that, okay, I didn't want to leave this person. I think I need my husband back, right? Instead of when somebody
filing
tells you
for
before,
divorce.
you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Divorce is the last option in your brain. Yeah, but again, lastly, today, thousands of hearts live together, but deep inside they're divorced.
Right.
True?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You living together,
Yeah.
you have kids in the same house, you pretend to be in love, but trust me, down deep you
There's
divorced
nothing.
like a million years ago.
Right.
So you're just surviving because kids are there. Yeah.
Or your life, you've created it in a certain way and you're comfortable. You don't want your life to change.
Yeah, or-
and you don't want to have to explain, because I think most of the time I don't want to have to explain to the outside world
Why I'm actually
that
living.
that this marriage, you guys came for the Rorasho, you came for the white wedding dress one, you came for everything, and we're not happy. This isn't working anymore.
That's
So
why
we
I
don't
think-
want to have to explain
I think
that.
weddings are scams, man.
Yeah?
Well, that's a whole other topic. Susan, I don't want to run your show, but I love asking questions.
Please
so I'm
do.
listening to my brother Reinhard here, and I'm just wondering, when she left, did you guys have kids?
I got 3 kids.
No, with her. That's what I'm-
Yeah. I
So
got
she also
3.
left the kids.
No, they are here with me.
So she left alone.
Yeah.
She was just done.
Peaceful. And trust me, I'm so sorry. It was so peaceful. No struggle, no fight, no nothing. You understand? And it's about, okay, let's sit down here. So what do you want? Do you want to go with the kids? No. The kids are yours. All right, thank you. Good.
She just
But if you want to
wants-
see
Usually
them,
women don't want to leave their kids.
no,
Usually,
hey, listen.
But not always.
Listen,
Not
look at
always.
this.
Oh.
Look at this, my brother.
Yes.
I was reading Caroline's suicide note.
Yeah.
Then I understood that sometimes it's useless fighting. It is so useless fighting.
Yeah.
Because this person has a right.
Yeah.
When they met you,
Yeah.
you are not their last option.
Yeah.
You understand?
And
Yeah.
maybe not their first.
And not their first.
Right.
So if their time in your life feels like it's lapsed, do not hold back. That holding back is what brings us to suicide and deaths and whatever. Yeah, sometimes you just agree to what
Right.
you cannot change.
Yeah.
That's a good point, but can I correct him on only one
Correct
thing?
me,
Which is
please.
why, for example, I'm on social media personally. Reinhard said that sometimes when you're going through all this stuff, nobody cares. And I see what he means, and I get that a lot. In fact, I'm very active on social media, and I've seen, for example, have you seen, Susan, how people tweet and write on Facebook, nafikiria kujiua? There's a time, a few months back, guys would write, kwa nini unatuambia, ruka,
Yeah,
etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me tell you, there's guys like us that truly give a damn. And when you're going through this stuff and you share, yes, many might not care, but it's not true to say that nobody cares. Believe you me, I just met you today. We actually did some gym stuff when we were walking in to come here. I just think you're a decent Kenyan guy. You deserve the best, so we do care. I would never want you to feel like, as a guy, like nobody cares, because
Yeah.
That's
and because a lot of
encouraging.
people go through that, Susan, a lot of people go through that loneliness where maybe your cousin, your mother, your brother, they're busy with their stuff, and you just, especially now when suicide is so much.
Yeah.
People are literally just going and jumping off buildings feeling like nobody cares. No,
There's always someone.
I care.
Yeah.
It's a human being. This guy is a single dad taking
Yeah.
care of kids.
Yeah.
He never assaulted his wife. He's saying she has a right to live peacefully. This guy's a superstar, man. I don't even know this dude. But just imagine how the mental health issues, guys are going crazy, feeling
so deep.
hopeless, useless. You know, he's a tall, nice-looking guy.
Yeah.
How can I be left?
Yeah.
So never think that no one cares. There's a few. I have very loving people in my circle. I have an
Yeah.
uncle of mine. You know, one time I got attacked, and he literally almost died. This is not my dad, my uncle. He was so sick just from knowing that. And sometimes a lot of our young men have no idea that anyone cares.
Yeah, but
Some
there
of
is
us
someone.
really, really care.
Thank you for
I
that.
think the
On
conversation
that
was-
note,
That's important.
On that note, I want us to take a tiny short break. But thank you, Benji, for saying that, because it's important. And I think it's one of the reasons that when we started Man Talk, we wanted to do this because of the crazy suicide rates among men. Young men, older men, even when you look at Corona, most of the people that are dying when you have a disease, when you have a pandemic, is men. Because they're later to go to hospital. They're later to
People are
seek
walking
help.
around hungry.
Yeah.
Some guy on the street the other day told me, boss Jakula. I just looked at him. You don't have to think he's a con man. Just say,
You could see that this person was.
Go and eat beans.
Right?
You know, that's very important.
So we're going
We
to
must
take a
care for each
tiny
other.
short break here on Man Talk, but don't move. Stay here on KTN Home. I'm going to be coming back with Amlyoto, Benji, and Reinhard.